Little product review on a Chinese diesel night slash van slash workshop heater. Now this one, you can buy them as a single module. They're essentially a copy of an overspacker. Overspackers are £1,000 for the kit, pretty much. This one is in a box, so it's like a standalone unit. It was £105, which is ridiculously cheap. So if it even works at all, I will be amazed. First impressions, box open. Stainless steel exhaust. I think I bought one of these for my overspacker and I think they were like 40 quid on their own. Little manually. There's your control panel. Jubilee clips. That's an air intake silencer. Which is pretty cool. I didn't have one of them on my last one. Sounds like SME. Nuts and bolts and stuff. Some exhaust. And a bit of inlet. Well, first impressions is, you know, it's not looking like the world's best build quality. Oh, that's a remote controller. What fucking bling is that? Have a look inside. It's essentially everything you get in a normal kit, but screwed to a metal box. So it's pretty much the same unit you buy, and they just put a little box on it. Pretty cool. Let's have a closer look. So you've got the front panel, which is just basically what you'd fit in your camper van anyway, just mounted to a piece of metal. This cage, a bottle, and the bottle's just sat on that little shelf. That's the main sort of connector switch. The diesel pump mounted to a rubber bracket and all connected up. And then you just got air in, air out. So there we go. The good thing is, if I'd use this for the workshop for a little bit, I'm just going to use it to keep this room a bit warmer for winter. And then I can just take this box off and I can mount it in a camper in my van. So, interesting to see how well it works. Right, let's get a battery and some diesel. Okay, so I've got this heater crudely set up. One thing I didn't think about is, the exhaust comes out the bottom, which means it's designed to go straight down through the floor. Now, obviously, I want to just mount this on a concrete floor, so I'm going to have to either raise it up and build a little plinth for it to stand on. But I've rigged up a bit of an exhaust out the window for now, just for this test. Got a battery. I'm going to be running off a inverter eventually. But just for this test run, let's see how it goes. Let's put some power to it. The battery connected up. Oh, the screen has come alive. So, I probably should have read the instructions on how this thing works, but let's just see if we can turn it on. On. Oh. It's making some noises. There's no smoke out the exhaust yet. Oh, I hear a diesel pump. It's pretty loud. They normally get quieter when they've got a bit of diesel in them. Still blowing that cold out at this point. Diesel pump's got slightly quieter. It's still priming itself by the feel of it. The exhaust is cold, so it's not fired up yet. Oh. That sounds like a burner noise. Oh. Well, it's blowing out slightly warm air. I wouldn't say hot. Not sure what that little double blob means. Oh, it's warming up. Oh, it's cranking up. Oh, 3 blobs. 1, 2, 3, whatever that means. Absolutely no idea. Interesting how hot this exhaust gets. Oh, don't touch that. Hot. Still hot. Still hot. Still hot. Okay, it's hot all the way down. Oh, it's chilling out a bit. Oh, what's up? Max jobbies. There we go. So get that fitted in the office now. So there we go. That's the Chinese heater. Worked straight out the back. I've not had to do anything. I didn't even read the manual. I literally just turned it on and it just cracked on. So pretty happy with that. Just need to now plumb it in. How's it going? It's Sunday. I've sneaked into the workshop to try and sort my heating situation out. It's been a little bit chilly in the sewing room. The insulation's great, but when outside warms up in the daytime, this literally stays the same temperature all day long, which is great because once it's warm, it holds its heat. As you saw the episode, I bought a little Chinese heater just to mess about with, really. Now I've now plumbed it in. It's only a temporary thing. It's just to get me through this winter, and then we'll be putting, maybe next year, I've got some more money. We'll be putting like a baton on the wall that does heating and air conditioning and all that stuff. So here it is. Let's have a look at it. All I've done is drill a hole with a circle saw through the door for my air ducting. So this is hot air straight in. There's the controller that was on front of it, which is wired through the wall. And then it comes in and goes to a transformer, which is the 12 volt to 240 volt transformer, which plugs into the wall. There she is. I'm going to run the exhaust properly, obviously. This is just literally just been fitted, and this is going to go in my little cupboard door. This will come out through the scaffold boards on a bit of heat wrap, so we don't burn the boards. So, it is 6 months later since I fitted that little diesel heater. So, here is my roundup. Number 1, it hasn't broken. I've been running it 8-10 hours a day, every day. Pretty good. There's 0 issues. Number 2, temperature-wise, we are trying to warm up a fairly big space with this little heater. Not really designed for this sort of airspace. Depending on the ambient temperature outside, it will warm it up, on average, 5 to 7 degrees above outside temperature. It'll do on its own. It'll take a while to get there. If it's like, we had -5 for a bit, and it was getting to like 10, 12, and it was sort of struggling to keep up with it. When outdoor temperatures like 10 degrees, 12 degrees, absolutely, you know, it's taking it up to 20 degrees and it will just keep it there. So if the outdoor temperature is particularly cold, it was struggling. I did a couple of modifications. Number 1, I'll show you. The inlet for the heater was running outdoor air. Now it is sucking in air from inside the workshop and passing out. Number 2, tube extension. I had this tube sat on the floor, but all the heat was literally getting sucked into the concrete. I lifted it up, and made a massive difference on the temperature in the room. I've sussed how the controls work now. So it's set on a thermostat, and it clicks on and clicks off. It speeds up the fan and slows it down depending how far the ambient temperature in the room is compared to the temperature it's trying to achieve. I can't moan with it. For the price, it's been amazing. I was being charged £4 a day for my gas meter. And I reckon this thing flat out is costing me £4 a day in fuel, approximately. So essentially it's free. As far as fuel consumption, if it's running flat out all day, I'd say it's about 4 litres, something like that. But it's on a thermostat, so it kind of comes in and clicks out. So some days if it's mild outside, it hardly uses any. It just keeps circulating the air and just tickling it warm. If it's like -5, it's literally working flat out, trying to keep this place warm. So fuel consumption, average. I'm kind of hoping it'd be a bit better, but again, I'm not paying any bills. There's no standing charges. If I'm not here, it's not heating. No bill. So, and I'm, all these prices, fuel issues you're having at the moment, it's been a winner. Fuel-wise, I use a large fuel can. I'm going to pick up red diesel, which is not far from here where my old workshop was actually. So you're allowed to run red diesel through them. And so that's quite a bit cheaper. Definitely helps a lot. No, I love it. Very, very happy. I'll definitely be getting one for the LT now, because the LT original Worshop has killed itself. And why spend £1,000 when you don't need to? I know the Worshop is probably a better unit, but running time that thing gets, what does it get? Like, I don't know, 50 running hours, if that, over a year. This thing's doing 10 hours a day. That's not for 3 months. So, fair play. So this is the controller. I've already turned it on, but you basically just hold that button. This is how long that it's been on for, which is the default display when you first turn it on. I got set for temperature, so then this is your temperature adjustment. So I've got it set to 14 degrees. That's the temperature it's going to achieve. You can adjust that, so we'll put that at 15. This little one in the corner, that tells you the diesel pump is pumping. These little blobs basically tell you at what capacity it's running. If it's right at the top, the heater's running flat out. If it's down here, it's just tickling along. These two just tell you that the exhaust is going, and that tells you the fan's running in it. So you can kind of keep an eye on where you are, what efficiency you're running at just by looking at that. Now if we cycle through, this is temperature at the moment, 9 degrees, the ambient temperature around this machine. A temperature it's trying to achieve. Voltage, altitude, error codes. Now, I do get an error code. I think it's called a 008, and that's when I run out of fuel. So to make this a slightly better unit, I'd like to really do the hosing a bit better, but again, I don't really plan on having this for long term. Well, I didn't. Sort of changed my mind now. I might just keep it because it works really well. And the other thing I'd like to do, it's got the original 5-litre bottle in it still, and if it is cold and it's running flat out, as I said, I may have to top it up every other day, which gets a bit boring. So I think I'm just going to get a longer fuel line with a weighted pickup on it, so it can just go straight down into that fuel can. I can just take the top off it and run it straight to the bottom, and then when it's empty I can just take it away, and that way it can run off that big one, and that should do a week or so. So yeah, so no, overall, should you buy a Chinese diesel heater off eBay? Yes, why not? I cannot complain. Job done. It's kept me too warm. Happy days. Take it easy. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Spouse Antics. Took a little while to make because there was a 6-month gap. But hey ho. If you don't follow me on Instagram, get on there. I am Spouse Antics. Check it out. Get up to date. See some sneaky pictures of what we're up to. What sort of parts and stuff are coming in the pipeline. But yeah, no. We've got a few. There's one actually exciting little thing coming up this Friday, hopefully. Fingers crossed, if it works out. Otherwise, going to Volksworld. Volksworld video will be dropping this weekend. Yeah, I'm back on it. I'm back. Sorry for the interlude. So yeah, nice to see you. Take it easy.